For you to be introduced to. First of all, we've got Dan Box. Dan is an executive producer for EA Sports and has worked on the FIFA franchise for over 2.5 years now. Dan recently moved into a new role, leading the development of all EA Sports mobile games. So if you could give him a nice round of applause, please. Dan's been in Australia and he's based in San Francisco, so if he falls asleep during the course of this interview, you'll know why.
Prod me.
Yeah, I'll give you a nudge. The second guest should need no introduction whatsoever. Over 130 appearances for Arsenal, 31 international caps for Wales. It's Aaron Ramsey. Okay, well, let's get this kicked off. First to you, Dan, if we could open it up. And can you just tell us a little bit about FIFA 15 Ultimate Team on mobile, please?
Sure. So FIFA 15 Ultimate Team is a free-to-play mobile game which allows you to kind of live out the fantasy of managing your own club and building a squad that you can then use to play against the world's best. So to build that squad, you can collect players, you can manage the strategy and the formation of the squad, and you can also earn a little bit of money in the auction market as you trade your players. And from a player's perspective, we've got over 10,000 real-life players in the game this year, which means that it's the most authentic football game in a mobile or on a mobile device in the market.
Excellent. And Aaron, talk to me about FIFA. How long have you been playing the game for? Since you was a wee lad?
Yeah, since I was I don't know, 8-9-year-old. Played the FIFA 98 and yeah, had some great memories on there. It was a bit easier to score back then on them games, but yeah, always played here and always had the enjoyment of playing here and even playing it with some of the first team boys now, the rest of the squad, and we have a bit of banter and play quite regularly.
What's so good about playing on your mobile device with it? Do you find that's good?
Yeah, well, obviously it's really easy, with all the traveling that we do as well. It's really easy just to take out your pocket and play on your iPhone or your iPad or and yeah, the controls are really easy as well. So and his instant is there. So yeah, it's just an easier way to play.
Yeah. So who's the best of the Gooners? Who's the best at FIFA?
He'll love this, but it has to be Theo Walcott.
Really?
Yeah.
Ouch.
He's had a lot of time to practice, hasn't he, lately?
Yeah, so he's given a few of the boys some whitewashes. So we do 3-0 and that's it.
Yeah.
Someone else is on, so.
Yeah. And Dan, why do you think Ultimate Team is so popular?
I think Ultimate Team is popular at the moment for 3 reasons. First, and probably most importantly, it's a fun game. The Twitch gameplay is best in class by a long way. We added a simulation game mode this year, which works really well on a mobile device. New controls this year, which are great for people who want to play super casually with touch or want to get really deep into kind of skill moves. So that kind of makes the game fun, and Facebook Connect makes it really easy to get in and start playing. I also think it's popular because it's different every time you play the game. So our players can come into the game and basically write their own football stories each time they play, and they can use the cast of thousands, 10,000 players to help create that story, which is kind of unmatched by any other game in the market. And I think finally, and this is the bit that I like the best, is that the game mirrors the excitement, I believe, of the real world of football management. And there's nothing that's more exciting than the thrill of a great victory or the drama of a defeat. And I think this game delivers that better than any other game.
And what's it like to be a character in a game like that, Aaron?
Yeah, it's quite nice. To be a character in there, and
you happy with the
I
likeness?
have played myself a few times in it and make sure I'm in. So it's funny, I played against somebody a few weeks ago, and he was Arsenal and scored with me against me. So that was quite a weird experience, but yeah.
In terms of the likeness, just tell everybody how they do it when they come to the football club to get the accurate portrayal of yourself.
Yeah, so they come in and they. You have loads of cameras all around you and take all different shots from all different kinds of angles. So as you can see, we look well. I think I look pretty accurate, and the way I move and things as well on there is quite realistic. So yeah, really happy with the outcome of it.
Yeah. Do you get good cooperation from all the players, Dan? Nobody objects?
No, nobody objects. everybody likes it. It's a lot of work that goes into it.
Yeah. 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 Well, it's obviously worth it because it's almost like watching TV these days, isn't it? It's incredible. And finally on this, Dan, what can we expect from the game in the future?
I think we can expect a lot this year. We just delivered the product about a month and a bit ago, and I think we've got a great game that we can keep adding to all the way through the year. So we've got a long list of updates that are already planned. So I think if you like the game today, you'll keep loving it. And I think it's just going to get better and better all the way through the year. And what's more important for us at the moment is that we build a game that players like playing. So we don't just want to know what people like about what's in the game today. We also want to know what they would like to see in the game. And we've got a very big and very passionate community of fans of the game. So this year will be about listening to those players and understanding what do they want to see that, what do they want to see get added to the game so that we can make sure we keep building a great game.
Excellent. Okay, well, we asked Aaron to try his hand at management and come up with his ultimate team. And we're going to get up that now on the screen. And I'm going to take our man through his selections. So, starting from the keeper, Aaron, Gianluigi Buffon.
Yes, I think he's one of the all-time greats, a legend in the game, and obviously captained Italy and done unbelievable with his club. So I think that was an easy choice for me to put him in there.
Because he's been around for so long as well, hasn't he, at the very top?
Yeah,
the very top.
He's had a great career.
Yeah, Philip Lahm, similar. He'll be right back, I assume.
Yeah, Philip Lahm, obviously one of the best fullbacks that's ever played the game. Never misplaces a pass, always up and down, creating goals, scoring goals. Won many things with Bayern Munich and won the World Cup. So, yeah.
Great thing about him, he's so versatile, isn't he? He can play all over the pitch, can't he?
Yes, and
fantastic footballer.
Yeah.
Vincent Kompany, I suppose, doesn't need much explanation.
No, obviously played against him a few times now, and he's just a brick wall back there. He's so hard to get around, and he has all the attributes that a centre back needs in modern day football.
Yeah. Thiago Silva, PSG centre half.
Yeah, captain in Brazil, and we played against AC Milan a few years ago, and after the game I just thought to myself, what a great player he was, and what a great game he had. He was so solid back there and commanded from the back and made everything look very easy. So so he deserved his place in my team as well.
Yeah, and somebody else you've obviously played against quite often, a former Arsenal favourite, Ashley Cole.
Yeah. Well, again, been outstanding for England, for Arsenal, and now at Chelsea. So, and now Roma, he's gone to, but formerly with Chelsea. And he's a fullback who, a modern fullback who likes to get up and attack and be in amongst it up there under the pitch, and obviously a great defender as well.
Yeah.
Not many players got past him or beat him. So he's in. Yeah.
And Stevie G in the middle of the park, Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, well, for me, he was one of the best, that's played the game in that position. If I did base my game on somebody, it would be him. The way he plays the game, he can do everything. He can tackle, he can pass, he can, set up goals and score goals. And, he scored crucial goals as well in finals and things like that. So it was an easy choice for me. That.
And what about the fella playing next to him?
Well, I have to put myself in there. Hopefully one day I can, be talked about in the same bracket as these.
Yeah. And a Wales teammate of yours, of course, Gareth Bale.
Yeah, had a fantastic year last year with Real Madrid, winning the double. And obviously had the chance to play with him for Wales, and, he's just turned into a world-class player who can do everything. He's in a way just a left-footed Ronaldo, really. He can do everything that he does, and he's he's just a great player.
What does he say about his time over in Madrid? Is he really enjoying it? I mean, off the park as well as on it, I suppose, settling in.
Yeah, he's he's really enjoying it. He said a lot of, he's a good group of lads there who have helped him settle in really well. The majority of them speak English, so he said it was pretty easily to communicate and things like that.
Yeah.
And he said off the field, going out and things like that to, just even to the shops, it's pretty difficult because everyone's so passionate over there, and he does get a bit of hassle. But other than that, he loves it over there.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. And Lionel Messi.
Yeah, obviously.
What can you say? Yeah.
Probably one of the best footballers that's ever played this game, and deserved everything that he's had so far in the game, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come from him as well.
Yeah. Thierry Henry, an Arsenal legend.
Yeah, an Arsenal legend, just a fantastic player, a great guy as well. Even when he came back on loan to us a year or two ago now, he's fantastic to the younger lads as well. He's very passionate and wants everybody to do well. So he takes the time out to encourage you, to tell you what you can do, his experience in them situations. And yeah, he's just a great guy, and obviously a fantastic footballer who is probably one of the best players, if not the best player that's played in the Premiership.
Yeah, I would say he's been the best I've ever seen in this league. I think he's just been outstanding. It'd be lovely to see him employed by Arsenal one day, wouldn't it? On a full-time basis.
I'm sure that'll happen one day.
Yeah, and finally, last but not least, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's it's been a bit difficult for him probably, with everything that he's done in the game as well. He's been up against the likes of Messi, so if it was a different generation, he would have probably won a lot more of the Player of the Year and the Ballon d'Or and things like that. So, but a great player and deserved it last year, and started off this season as well on fire. He's got something like 16 goals in 8 games, and his everything about him, his physique, the way he plays, he's just an incredible player.
Yeah, it's the way he maintains his desire, doesn't it? Every match, week in, week out, he's up for it, isn't he?
Well, you can see just the way he looks after himself as well. He does the right things. Probably eats the right things as well. The shape that he's in is fantastic. So well, yeah.
It's not a bad team, I've got to say, mate. How long did it take you to compile it? Was it difficult?
I had a few chats, a few conversations with my agent, and we tweaked a few things now and again. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this team, and I think that team will do quite well against any other team.
I think it would. There's a nice balance to it as well. I mean, has it made you think, you've got a long time to go playing football, but has it made you think about possibly going into management afterwards?
At this moment in time, I don't think I'll go into management, but I'm just concentrating on playing the game. I still got hopefully many years to come first, and maybe in 10, 15 years time, and I might think then that I might want to go into that, but at this moment in time, no, I don't.
Yeah, long way off. I don't blame you. It seems to me it's hassle from the moment you wake up in the morning, but that's a different matter. Anyway, we've got a consumer Q&A. We asked our EA Mobile community and Aaron's fans on social media to submit some questions to the Arsenal Start. We've got questions all sorts, from Arsenal to Wales to your favourite Rambo movie. So you might not even like it. So if you're ready, Aaron, how did it feel scoring the goal that won Arsenal's first cup in 9 years? I would imagine pretty good.
Yeah, as you saw from my celebration, it was that sort of relief as well. You can feel it throughout the whole stadium that it had a bit of everything in the game, and to come from 2-0 down and to score the winner was just an amazing feeling, and something that will always be with me for the rest of my life, and I'm really proud of doing. And considering what went on in previous years as well, to get there and to score the winner was a great thing for me, and hopefully I'll have more of them experiences.
Yeah, I want to tell your grandkids that. That first 10 minutes, you must have been a bit worried, weren't you?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We started off quite slowly in a few games that year, but managed to get back. And because they scored so early, and Santi put in the free kick before half time, we knew that we had the quality to go on and get back
Yeah.
into the game and win it.
Yeah. And what's Arsene Wenger like on the training pitch? What are his strengths as a player? Didn't know he had any, but what's he like on the training pitch?
Yeah, he gets involved. You know, he demands that, you know, even the smallest things, that the pass is perfect, your pass appreciation to other people, that the ball runs smoothly on the floor. He's very approachable as well. He'll let you know when you haven't done something too well or when you have done something well. So he's a manager who's been very good to me, and yeah, I enjoy working under him.
And he's there week in, day out, isn't he? He's always
Yeah.
on the training pitch,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he loves it there, even on the
Yeah.
day offs. I think he comes in, watches the
Yeah.
videos. He's always about the place.
Yeah, yeah. Best player you've played with and against?
Best player I've played with, I think, would either be Gareth Bale again or Cesc Fabregas. One of them two.
No Chelsea fans in the Arsenal.
Yeah, one of them two.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously you know all about Gareth, and Cesc coming to Arsenal as a 17-year-old, you know, helped players like me, and being in my position as well. You know, you sort of looked up to him and see how he did certain things, and yeah, was just a nice guy who would encourage you and try and help you as a player.
And toughest opponent?
Toughest opponent. One of the toughest games I had was against Scott Parker.
Yeah?
Yeah, he was.
Did he kick you?
Yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
But he gives 100% in every game, and he was one of the toughest ones because every time I had the ball, he always seemed to be there, never give me a moment to breathe, and was always, you know, kicking up my ankles or making a tackle, and yeah, he had a good season then for Tottenham. And yeah, that was probably one of the toughest games I've been involved in.
Good pro, isn't he? And do you find when you play in Europe, in the Champions League, your opponents, it's a different proposition, they mark you differently? Do you find that?
Yeah, you get a lot more time on the ball. You know, teams in Europe tend to sit off a bit more, and then would rather get the two banks of four in, and then invite you onto them, and then well, they'll try and stop us that way. But in the Premiership is so frantic at times, and you know, teams just want to, you know, come out and defend and win the ball high up the pitch, so they're more dangerous. But so yeah, two different things.
Here's one I didn't know about. How close were you to becoming a professional rugby player?
Not very close. No, I had the opportunity to go and have a few trials at a few different clubs. Because obviously being from Wales, rugby is the #1 sport. Hopefully we can change that soon. But yeah, our school was big on rugby, and it was quite good at rugby as well. So we were encouraged to play, and I played a few times, and yeah, there was a few scouts at different games, and had the opportunity. They went up to my coach afterwards and said, "Can he come and have a trial with us?" And but obviously I had football commitments. I was still at Cardiff at the time. Coming through their academy. So
what
yeah.
position were you in
I was
rugby?
fly half.
I thought you would be somehow, but yeah. So it was football was always your first love.
Well, yeah, I started off playing rugby at 7 and 8. I started off playing rugby for my local team. Played there for a year or two, and then had to make a decision then, because I played football and they come on to the same day. So
Yeah.
I think I made the right one in the end.
Yeah, I think you did, mate. Yeah. And how did you fare in the Arsenal Sprint Challenge? First?
Let's not talk about that.
Mid-table?
No, I think I was mid-table. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the
Mid-table.
fastest. It was Bellerin, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Hector?
Bellerin this year. Obviously Theo was out and doing his own rehab, but I'm
so
sure.
what is that, over 40 yards? Is it something like that?
Yeah. So we have a few different sensors. One's, I don't know, 5 yards away, and then one's 40 meters away. So it'll measure you over the first few steps, and then over the longer distance as well. And yeah, Hector smashed it this year.
Did he? Yeah, he looks a bit swift. What was your first day at the club like? Can you remember that? Must have been quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was. you know, it's very surreal as well, going from Cardiff as a 17-year-old, coming up to London and playing with, you know, some world-class players, and you know, one of the biggest clubs in the world. So it was very, you know, daunting. And but then after a few days, you know, I felt part of it straight away. It was a great group of lads who helped me settle in really quickly, and yeah, you can see that it was a family club, and everybody got on through the youth end to our end. You know, everybody mingles, and yeah, it's just a great setup and a great club to be in.
Do you have to do an initiation song or anything?
Yeah, I did. That was in Austria. We used to go to Austria on pre-season then. So yeah, I can't remember. Oh, what did I sing? I can't remember.
That good?
Yeah, it wasn't that good. There was a few other people, and I quickly got mine out of the way and done with before the rest come up. So
just a couple of lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's one for you. What more can you do to pip Olivier Giroud for the best-looking player in the squad? Who asked that? What more can you do? I mean, I think you've done it already, to be fair.
Maybe I'll have to have a photo with my top off like him.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a good shout. Good shout. Is it true that Arsene does 10 pull-ups before each training session? That's not pulling up his socks either, is it? 10 pull-ups, does he?
I'm yet to see him do 10 pull-ups, so I don't think so.
No. How much stick did you give Arsene for his Daniel Craig Speedos in the summer?
No, well, some of the players were a bit, you know, nervous to go up to him and say anything to him about that. But, you know, between the players, there was quite a bit of banter about it.
Yeah, his head tennis skills need a little bit of work, don't they? And who's the slowest at the club?
Yeah, I think you all know.
Was there a suggestion there? Was that
the big German at the back?
The big German, yeah. Okay. And who's the biggest moaner in the changing room?
Well, when Giroud's back in with us, he'll be there again.
That's a little moan.
Moaning.
Typical French.
Yeah.
They're always at it, aren't they?
But then again, our captain likes to moan as well, so it would be a close battle between them two, Arteta or Giroud.
Oh, fair enough. And who's the biggest practical joker at Arsenal?
Yes, you said it again. Podolski is just non-stop, always at it, always wants to be the joker, and just constantly onto people. And you know, he does wind people up a bit too much sometimes.
Does he? Does he annoy people?
Yeah, sometimes it comes to that stage.
So the old German banter transfers into English banter, does it?
But then people are a bit scared to say something to him because he's a lunatic. So
fair enough. On to Wales, Aaron. Can they qualify? Can you qualify for the European Championships?
Yeah, I believe so. I think we've got off to a really good start. We got 7 points out of 9, and for us, we've lacked that in the past. You know, we've always had to play catch up, but now we're top with that amount of points. So yeah, we've got a good team now, which have played together for a few years, and we're all pretty clear in what we have to do, and we're looking forward to it. And I think this will be as good as opportunity as we're ever going to get. So yeah, I believe we can.
I mean, all the home nations doing well, even Northern Ireland, aren't they? Republic, Scotland. I mean, we could all be in there, couldn't we?
Yeah, that was amazing because all the home nations were unbeaten in the last international break. So yeah, it could be a possibility that all of us qualify.
Yeah,
which would be nice.
Be brilliant. A few lifestyle questions. Who's your favourite player and team to use on FIFA?
Arsenal,
yeah, obviously.
Yeah, Arsenal, and I make sure I play myself.
Yeah, you'd be captain, wouldn't you? What was your favourite subject in school?
Apart from PE, which is the obvious choice, was probably maths. I know a lot of people, dislike maths and things, but I had a good relationship with my teacher, and he made maths quite fun, and it was one of them subjects where everybody looked forward to going to because of the relationship they had with the teacher as well. And yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working things out, and yeah, so that was probably.
Helps when you're totting up your goals, doesn't it? What was the last album you downloaded?
The last album. Let me think.
Shall I come back to
I
you?
think it was the Coldplay
Coldplay.
album. Yeah, I think that was the latest one I've downloaded.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you, Dan?
A very good friend of mine actually bought me an album by the Rolling Stones last week called Beggar's Banquet. An oldie but a goodie.
An oldie, yeah. What's your most played album on your iTunes account?
It would have to be the Arctic Monkeys. Loved them. Been to see them a couple of times, and every song is is a great track and one that I listen to, and you don't mind which one it is.
Yeah.
You don't just try and skip past that
Yeah.
one. Or I could happily just listen to it all. So yeah, that's probably
When
my
you're coming off the
favourite.
coach, do you have headphones on? Are you one of
No,
the-
I'm one
you
of
don't?
them that.
No,
No, I don't have to do that.
no. And what about you, Dan?
Arctic Monkeys are good. Also, Reflector by Arcade Fire is a good album.
Yeah,
Definitely.
excellent. If football never existed, what would you do for a living?
Be a rugby player.
Be a rugby player.
No,
Right. What if rugby never existed as well?
Yeah, it would. I don't know. It would be quite difficult because I was so driven, and it was. I drilled into myself that that's all I wanted to do was become a professional footballer. So I didn't. That's all I was concerned
Yeah.
about. That's all I would do is practice. Beg my dad to go over the field and train. And I was quite lucky as well, going into the Cardiff Academy at such a young age and having that education.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've always wanted to do that, and I've never really given myself any, room for any thought about doing anything else.
Maybe an accountant. You're good at maths, weren't you?
Maybe.
Never know.
But the only reason that was because my dad threatened to stop me, to stop my football if I didn't get the grades in,
Oh, is that
in
right?
my
Oh,
GCSEs.
well. Good on Dad. Good on Dad.
I didn't think he meant it though.
No. What has been your biggest fashion mistake, apart from obviously what you got on today? no, only joking.
A fashion mistake. I'm not sure clothes-wise, but my first car was quite lively. I had a lime green car,
Did
Ford
you?
Fiesta,
Excellent.
and yeah, that was my first car. And as soon as I got out, I looked at my mum and I saw a black car in the corner, and I said, "I've made a mistake here, haven't I?" And yeah, that's probably one of my biggest mistake.
Could
probably.
you sell it? Could you sell it when it
Yeah,
was
I actually
time?
sold it pretty quickly.
Yeah. Who's the hilarious dresser at the club then? Who's the worst dresser?
It used to be Alex Song.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you've seen
Yeah.
a few pictures of him.
Yeah.
He takes tremendous pride in what he wears, and he would go home and sort of plan his outfits to wear for the rest of the week, and yeah, would come in some really good stuff, but also a lot of dodgy stuff as
Yeah,
well.
I'm sure he's still at it at West
Yeah.
Ham. Old habits. And what is your favourite Rambo film? We've got a choice: First Blood Part 2, Rambo 3, or Rambo.
Well, having starred in them all, I think they're all pretty good. I'm not sure if I watched the full one of them all the way through.
Yeah.
It was, that nickname had come from a game that I played at Cardiff again. I don't know, I think maybe under 10s or 11s. And yeah, I think somebody put in a quite bad challenge on one of our players, and I rushed over and sort of like...
Oh, did you? The
yeah.
enforcer.
I pushed
Yeah.
someone over and got a red card for it, and then the manager come in afterwards you were like Rambo out there today. So and then the lads just called me that all the way through, and so
Excellent.
that's where that's come from.
Oh, God, it's nothing to do with Ramsey and Rambo. It's just
No,
It's
it come
good
from
stuff.
that.
You got a nickname, Dan?
They call me Boxy.
Boxy.
It's not very creative,
What
though,
else?
is it? No.
It'll do. Well, I think that's a good moment to wrap it up. Just like to thank our two guests, Aaron Ramsey and Dan Box. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming, everybody.
Thank you, Dan.